Hey there, it's Miriam with Engadget, and this here is the long-awaited Nokia N9 MeeGo super phone smartphone. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful phones we've ever had the pleasure to review, and let me explain to you why. First of all, it's made out of a single block of polycarbonate plastic. So basically what you're looking at is colored through black plastic that's been machined out of a solid block into this phone. So it's a unibody type design. In the front you have Gorilla Glass. And so what's unique about it is the way it's all shaped together. And I'm just going to show you quickly here. So the ends are tapered like this to a flat part. This is on both sides, tapered, flat. And the edges, the left and right edges are round, as you can see here, both sides. Now, there's really no openings anywhere other than a few things on top that I'll show you in a second. And then you have this glass in the front, which is curved. And it seamlessly flows into the plastic. I don't know if you can see that very well in the video. But it's really like if you dropped like some water onto a flat surface, there's a meniscus, and that's basically the edge of the glass here. So this Gorilla Glass is super strong, really well made. It looks gorgeous. It feels great to the touch with the roundness, and so that's very unique. In the back here, as you can see, there's a camera pod. It's aluminum or something metallic. It does scratch pretty easily, and is shiny and metal. And there's a 8 megapixel autofocus camera in here with its Zeiss optics slightly recessed, LED flash, dual LED. That's pretty much it. So I'll show you some details in a second, but let's talk about the display. The display is a 3.9-inch AMOLED. It's a clear black AMOLED. That's Nokia's version of essentially Super AMOLED Plus. I mean, they're not exactly the same, but they're both AMOLED and really high quality. It's 854 by 480 pixels, so it's FWVGA. And let me just turn it on so you can see. So I double tap and slide up. This is the kind of color quality. Super saturated, beautiful colors. Dark, deep blacks, beautiful whites. It really looks like the text and icons and graphics are just floating on the screen. Very little depth perception in the screen, which means that it just feels like you're looking at some paper, basically. Really fantastically well done. So that's what's amazing about this screen. It's one of the most beautiful screens you've seen. It's up there with Samsung Super AMOLED Plus. Now, as you can see here in the back, this is the camera. Let me walk you through the rest of the features. In the front here you have the Nokia logo. Behind there are some sensors, some proximity and light detection. At the top here you see a little slit in the plastic. That's where the earpiece is located. At the bottom here you really don't have anything other than a speaker grill for the speaker, and it's you know, there's probably a mic in there as well, but that's really all there is down here, like some information here about it being compliant with the European Union, etc. And so where it gets interesting is actually on top. So let me show you that. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack here, and then these two kind of doors separated by a little separator, which I believe is hiding another microphone, because this records audio in stereo. Let me show you how this works. So here it is. If I push this little bump here, I get a little door. It's a flap door, and behind it is a micro USB connector here. And that's pretty much all there is to be seen here on that. But here's the cool thing. If I slide this little piece of plastic down, a door pops. And this door reveals, you guessed it, the SIM card. Now it's a micro SIM here, just like the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S. So this is one of the first few phones to actually use a micro SIM other than Apple's devices. You put this back in like that, you push it in, and you slide it over and it locks in place. I just got a notification. And you close this door and it locks this door in place so it can't slide to the side anymore. So that's super awesomely designed, beautiful. It's the same polycarbonate material. It's really, really well done. On the left hand, so the right hand side here, you have a volume rocker and a power lock key. No dedicated camera button. It turns out it's actually not a huge deal because it doesn't really need it. There is a very, very well done UI for that. I mean, I would have loved to see it on there, but I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker. There's obviously nothing here on the left, as I mentioned. And again, the camera on the back, the camera pod. You can see it does accumulate fingerprints. And as I mentioned possibly before, this is solid through colored plastic. So if you scruff it up a little bit, you won't really notice. Not like aluminum, where you'd see some silver if you scruffed it up. So this is very much, feels really solid, feels super high quality. Don't let the plastic make you believe this isn't high quality, because it really is incredibly well put together. And it does feel like aluminum. It feels like an anodized aluminum, and it's this kind of same matte color. Now, if you're worried about damaging this, it comes with a silicone case. One of those black thin silicone fitted case, so you can put it in there and get some more protection. It also comes with earbuds, charger, and USB cable. Really nothing to write home about. I didn't even try the earbuds because I don't even expect them to be any good. So as you can see, this is showing notifications and OLED time on the OLED display at all times. And this is one of the cool features. It started with Symbian phones, and I guess Nokia is maintaining the tradition here. This moves around so it doesn't burn in. It uses very little power, and you can always know the time, and if you have any notification, in this case email from me, at a glimpse. Now on the bottom here, I didn't show you, but there's two things. One is hidden here, you can't see it. It's a charge LED. It lights up behind the glass here when you're charging. And on this side here is just a little front-facing camera. We're pretty sure it's VGA, but we're not 100% sure. It's good enough. One of the strange things about the front-facing camera is you can't really use it to take pictures with the photo app. Not sure why, but I guess it's usable for Skype and things like that. So that's basically a walk around the phone. Again, here the headphone jack. I'm going to show you the screen again. I'm going to do a separate video for the software so we can walk you through some of the features here. But yeah, that's basically this gorgeous display. And glass and plastic. Now let's compare it to some other phones, some familiar phones. Let's start with perhaps the most familiar for all of us, which is the iPhone 4. So this here is an iPhone 4, and as you can see, the footprint is extremely similar. This is a little wider here on the N9, but we're looking at very, very similar. So let me unlock both of them. I keep forgetting the power buttons on top. So here we are. This is, of course, pixel density difference here. We have an IPS panel with, Retina display resolution on this side here. And then here on the left, it's just FWVGA, which is 854 by 480. So not quite the same resolution. This is 960 by 640 here on the iPhone. In the back, looking at it from the back, it looks like this. So you can see my fingerprints everywhere, but not a major difference in size. And if I stack them on top of one another, maybe I'll do it so that the volume keys are matching. As you can see, there's very little difference in thickness here. The N9 is actually a little thicker, but not by much. The tapered edges at the ends really make it feel and look thinner than it is. So that's with the iPhone. Let's compare it now with the Nexus S, also a well-known entity. So this here is the Nexus S. Has almost the same display size and resolution. Let me bring up the display so you can have a look. So this is what it looks like. Again, both are AMOLED displays. This is last year's technology. The Nexus is from Samsung. Last year's Super AMOLED, not Super AMOLED Plus. And this is the latest from Nokia here. So maybe the app tray will give us a good idea here. You can have a look. And again, this is set to the lowest brightness right now on the Nokia because for video I generally tend to do that, whereas right now the Nexus S is set to auto brightness. So it gives you a good idea of the intensity of this screen. From the back it looks like this. You've got again about the same footprint, not hugely different, and then on the side looks like this. And so as you can see, the Nexus S has that curved display. You can see my finger behind the two phones, between them, right there. And the Nexus is actually thicker, especially with the bump, but gives you an idea how small this Nokia N8 actually, N9 sorry, actually is. So that's with the Nexus S. Now, I got a kind of a special phone here to compare it to, but I thought it'd be important. I have a prototype N950, which is the prototype MeeGo phone. So there it is. Just to give you a feel, this is the one that has the slide-out keyboard, very Nokia E7 and N97 like. So this you get an extra little bonus walk around the tour of this phone here. And so I'm not sure if I've had issues with the battery on that phone, and it doesn't feel like it's turned on right now, so I'm going to turn it on. I'm not sure I'll be able to get the display to show you the display. It's an LCD, not an OLED. So there you go. Comparing the back, it doesn't look to be starting, so battery's probably not working. You can see the prototype info here, and if you put them on top of one another, you can really see how far we've come here. This is much thinner phone. Obviously there's no hardware keyboard, so that's probably one of the main differences. But now I want to also compare it to a well-known phone, which is kind of larger, and it's the Galaxy S2. So this here is the European Galaxy S2. And let me unlock and slide these guys, and I missed my chance here. There we go. Maybe bring up the app tray. So as you can see, this is a bit of a giant here. The size is obviously quite different, but you can see the Super AMOLED Plus versus Nokia's Clear Black here, how it's very comparable in quality, and in fact I would say that it might be even slightly better. It's hard to tell, but that's what it looks like from the front, and then the back is obviously the difference in size is pretty obvious here. 8 megapixel as well. The 8 megapixel camera on the N9 is really quite amazing. It's not quite as amazing as the Galaxy S2, which, as you know, is one of our favorite 8 megapixel cameras right now on a phone. But it's pretty good. And here you can see, like, despite the Galaxy S2 only being 8.46, something like that, 49 millimeters, the N9 just doesn't seem that thick, and I think the reason for that is these tapered edges at the front and back, or top and bottom rather. So there you have the, and you can really see the curved glass, like glass against glass. There's definitely a curvature to the glass on the N9. So that's the Galaxy S2, the European version, and now finally, you know, it wouldn't be fair to compare the N9 to something smaller. So I decided to go all out, and I've got here an HTC Titan. So this is a 4.7 inch displayed phone. So let me just unlock them separately here. Gotta find the power button. So here we go. This is running Windows Phone, and you know, it's kind of a fair comparison in the sense that it looks very clear that we're going to get this phone here. This chassis similar to the N9 as a Windows Phone device probably next week at Nokia World from Nokia. So I mean, that's what the C-Ray that's been floating around is all about. So here, you know, I'm kind of comparing. Size is probably not fair, but it is Windows Phone versus MeeGo, and you know, maybe bring up the little icon so you get a feel. So that's the Titan, that's the N9, and again showing you the back now. The Titan is quite titanic. It's a pretty big phone. So there you go, and then thickness, let me see, put them glass on glass here. You can really see the Titan is 9mm thin, so it's actually a pretty thin phone, but again, the N9 just doesn't feel thicker, yet it is 12.1mm. So there you go. I'm going to make another video for the software, so please take a look at that lower down in the review. But this is the Nokia N9 hardware tour. Really quite a gorgeous phone. Definitely one of the most attractive designs and well-built devices we've ever had a chance to play with. And as you'll see in the software section, it's no slouch on the software side either. Cheers.